This article is part of SafeBuilt's economic development blog series, created for city leaders navigating growth, public pressure, and limited resources. If you're looking for solutions that work in the real world, you're in the right place. I'm Juliana Hoffman, Director of Marketing and Communications for SafeBuilt, and I am your host for today's episode, The Invisible Infrastructure. When most people think about city infrastructure, they picture roads, bridges, water lines, or broadband cables. But behind every smooth-running municipality lies a different kind of system, one that's just as critical and far less visible. We're talking about the workflows, communication loops, intake processes, inspection schedules, and permitting protocols that keep City Hall operating efficiently. The systems that never make headlines unless they break. In this blog, we explore the infrastructure you can't see but that every successful community depends on. And if you're feeling the pressure of growth, backlogs, or resident frustration, these are the systems you need to examine first. Imagine this. Your city has multiple developments queued up. A new housing project, a small light industrial park, and a long-awaited downtown revitalization. On paper, it's everything you've been working toward. In practice, delays, frustration, permits stuck for 6 to 8 weeks. Residents and developers alike asking, what's the hold-up? The truth is, this isn't a failure of ambition. It's a system quietly buckling under new demand. Audit the process, not just the pavement. Most cities have plans for roads and utilities, but not for how plans themselves get approved. How long does it take a permit to go from intake to issuance? How many touch points are involved? Where do bottlenecks form? A building department workflow audit, sometimes called a process mapping exercise, is the municipal version of an X-ray. By charting each step, approval layer, and delay point, cities uncover the unseen friction that slows development and frustrates stakeholders. This type of operational assessment is a growing trend among proactive communities. Staff interviews, cycle time analysis, and feedback from applicants are increasingly used to streamline permitting flow and rebuild public trust. Best practices for smarter permitting. A strong permitting system isn't about red tape, it's about clarity and fairness. The Massachusetts Permit Reform Guidelines offer a valuable roadmap for cities across the country, including a single point of contact for applicants, clear published submittal requirements, consolidated public hearings, concurrent department reviews, one-stop shop permitting centres. According to MassMARPA, cities that implement these steps experience faster approvals, fewer revisions, and more predictable timelines, without sacrificing safety or accountability. Tech is only as good as the process. Cities are increasingly investing in permitting software, but automation can only solve what's already working. Digitizing a broken process only makes it more visible. McKinsey & Company reports that automation improves quality control and team morale in over 60% of government deployments, but only when workflows are sound to begin with. That means starting with process design, not platform implementation. Building department services that works. It's not just US. Municipalities taking note. The World Bank has found that countries with transparent, coherent, and risk-based permitting systems outperform more complex ones, even when resources are limited. What matters most is clarity, accountability, and accessibility, not just staff size or tech stack. What SafeBuilt brings to the table. At SafeBuilt, we've helped small to mid-sized cities across the US uncover and optimize their invisible infrastructure. We've supported municipalities by mapping intake to issuance permit cycles, designing custom portals that match real workflows, staffing overflow reviews, inspections, and intake desks during high-demand periods, setting up dashboards and metrics for better decision-making. Sometimes we serve as a partner to enhance your existing team. Other times we act as your full-service building department. We adjust to your needs, not the other way around. The best systems are invisible until they stop working. When you invest in the unseen infrastructure behind your community's growth, you get faster approvals and better project timelines, reduced stress on staff and leadership, stronger trust from developers and residents, greater capacity to manage future growth. In today's environment where expectations are high and patience is short, cities that take control of their internal systems have a clear competitive edge. Ready for a municipal health check? Let's explore how a workflow audit, digital process review, or supplemental staffing plan could help your city get back in sync. We're ready when you are. Contact us here. About this series, Whether your city is growing fast or trying to recover lost momentum, it is the systems behind the scenes that make the difference. At SafeBuilt, we work with municipalities across the US to strengthen building departments, improve permitting workflows, and create capacity without unnecessary complexity. This blog is part of our Economic Development series. Be sure to check out the companion podcast episode on our Built for Tomorrow channel and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve. Check out our amazing webinar series with practical solutions and advice for municipalities and public agencies across the country. Need help revealing and refining your invisible infrastructure? Let's take a look together. Let's bring your vision to life.